Hello, xin chào các bạn đã đến kênh Châu Chấu Kèm Tiếng Anh. Mình tên là Châu. Bữa nay mình sẽ nói về cái verb mà bên tiếng Anh hình như là xài nhiều nhất. Cho nên cái verb này nó rất là quan trọng. Khi mà các bạn đang học tiếng Anh thì nên, nói chung là phải học cái từ này cho đúng. Thì cái verb này là to be nha. Um, I don't know how to say this in Vietnamese, so I'm gonna have to speak in English now. So the verb to be, the first thing is first is anytime when you learn a verb, especially over here, they teach us the English, um, they teach us the present tense first, and then they teach us how to conjugate it. And conjugate means to I guess manipulate the verb such that it matches the subject of your sentence. So in the present tense, you have the verb to be, right? And then you have subjects like I, you, he, she, we, they. So you have six subjects or six possible subjects you could say. And there's names too. Like you could say Gao is sleeping. Obviously Gao is a boy, so the boy would follow the he example, right? So to be, if you need to conjugate it in the present tense, you have I am, then you have you are, then he is or she is, then you have, so those are the singular forms. Then you have the plural. The plural is talking about the subject, right? So I, you, he, and she, that's one person. In the plural form, you have we, which is chúng mình, chúng tôi, I don't know. So you have we, and the correct conjugation with we is we are. Then you have they, like chúng nó. How do you say they? Tụi nó. Anyways, so you have they are as the plural way to conjugate they in the present tense. So there's four singular forms I've talked about. I am, you are, he is, she is. That's singular. Then plural, you have we are and they are. So if I wanted to say that, well, let's say I wanted to use the word sleeping as an example, and I wanted to say that each one of these cases are sleeping, right? So I could say I am sleeping, like tôi đang ngủ. You are sleeping, like mày đang ngủ. Bạn đang ngủ, chắc nói bạn đi, cho nó nghe hiền chút xíu. Bạn đang ngủ. Um, then you have he is. So we could say he is sleeping. Um, thằng đó đang ngủ. Cha đó đang ngủ. I don't know. Anyways, he là con trai nha. So just I don't know how to translate that. She is sleeping. So you have mẹ đó đang ngủ. Anyways, so sorry, my Vietnamese is bad. So that's the singular form, right? Like nói chung là mấy người này đang ngủ. Then you have we are sleeping, tụi mình đang ngủ. And they are sleeping, tụi nó đang ngủ. So that's all present tense. So let's move to past tense. And this is something that happened in the past. So cái này là chuyện mà xảy ra trong quá khứ. I think that's how you say it. Thì for past tense, so the original infinitive verb is to be. If you want past tense, again, there's four singular cases, two plural cases, right? So it will be I was, you were, he was, or she was. You could also say it was too. Like it kind of follows the he and she case, so I should have added it to my present tense example. So you know how I said she is, he is? You could say it is too, and that's fine. So moving back to present tense. So I was, you were, he was, she was, it was. That's singular. But for plural, you have we were and they were. So this is talking about the past tense. So cái chuyện gì mà đã xảy ra trong quá khứ thì bây giờ mình dùng cái từ sleeping nữa là I was sleeping, tôi đã ngủ, giờ thức rồi. Nói chung là vậy. You were sleeping, đã ngủ, giờ thức rồi. He was sleeping, she was sleeping, it was. When you say it was sleeping, you're probably talking about like a dog or a cat or like a pet or something. Don't call a human being an it. It's very rude. Then you have we were sleeping. They were sleeping. Right? So that's like very basic past tense. Then you have future tense, right? So future tense for to be is it's pretty much you add the word will in front of everything and you remove the word to. So instead of to be, you just say will be. So I will be for the I case. For the you case, you would say you will be, he will be, she will be, it will be, we will be, they will be. So the future tense is easy, right? They all have the same thing. I will be sleeping at 2 o'clock. You will be sleeping at 9 o'clock. He will be sleeping at 10 o'clock, whatever it is. We will be sleeping at 11 o'clock. They will be sleeping at midnight. You know, it's the same word for each case for future tense. So we have a tense called present perfect tense. And with the verb to be, you have conjugations like I have been, you have been, she has been, he has been, it has been, we have been, oh sorry, that's singular. Plural, we have been and they have been. I will probably go into why we use the present perfect tense in a future video because it's a little confusing maybe for English language learners because sometimes it sounds like the past tense but the way you use it is a little different. So for now, let's just focus on the basics of to be and then I'll make a new video in the future for present perfect, okay? So for now, let's just focus on the basics of to be. But the most common way that the present perfect tense is used is to talk about something that happened in the past but is still happening. Like, let's say that you've been working for a company for, say, 6 years and you still work there today. You can say, I have been working at Cháu cháu thèm súp cua, I don't know. Let's say the name of the company is Cháu cháu thèm súp cua. So you could say, I have been working at Cháu cháu thèm súp cua for 6 years, or however long you've been working there. Like, if you worked there for 6 years and you still work there today, then you could say that I have been working at that company for 6 years, because it accounts for the entire time that you've been working in the past and today, and because you still work there, you could use present perfect tense. But let's say if you don't work there anymore, then you have to use past tense. You'd say like I worked at that company for 6 years, but I work somewhere else now, or I worked there for 6 years and I no longer work there. So I hope that makes sense. If not, then I'll explain present perfect in a new video or in another upcoming video. Okay? So moving on, let's try to stick to the basics because the tense is very confusing. But let's stick to the basics, so at least you know how these verbs, how this to be works in various tenses. So the next tense is past perfect tense, and we have, so for to be, it's really all the same thing. It's I had been, you had been, she had been, he had been, and it had been for the singular case. Then you have the plural case for we had been and they had been. And past perfect is also, maybe it might be hard to understand for English language learners, but I use it often to talk about a condition that I want to express and a result that follows from it. So let's say if I wanted to say, like, new, like, let's say if I was talking to a girl, and then say she was sad or something, but I wasn't there for her, I could say like, nếu mà cái ý của mình là nếu mà anh ở bên cạnh em thì em sẽ không khổ. If I had been there for you, then you won't be as, sad, um, in pain, whatever, however you want to translate the word khổ. So, cái này là nói về cái quá khứ, like, if I had been there for you, tại vì bây giờ đã không có bên cạnh, thì mình hay dùng, or I tend to use that for like a condition, and if that condition is met, what would be the result? So that's one way to use past perfect, and that's the way I use past perfect the most. But I'll go into past perfect in another video too. But I just wanted to give you an example of how it's used. Okay? Then we have future perfect tense for the verb to be. And this tense, so I'll conjugate all the words first. So you have I will have been, you will have been, he will have been, she will have been, it will have been, singular, plural, we will have been, they will have been, right? And so with this tense is often used for some time in the future. So imagine, let's say that you work for a company and you started this company in November of 2016, right? Right now we are in September 2020. So let's say you wanted to tell someone how long you've been working here. You could either say in the present tense or say in the you could say in the present perfect tense, I have been working here for 3 years and 10 months, because that's how long it is from November 2016 till now. Or if you wanted to use 4 years để cho nó có cái số tròn á, thì you can say in the future perfect tense that, let's say you wanted to say cái số tròn 4 năm đi, then you could say in November, or in 2 months, I will have been working here for 4 years. Does that make sense? So that's all the basics I have on the verb to be for today. Stay tuned for my future videos, as I'll do more grammar stuff. Well, I actually do more conversational English, but some of you guys requested grammar, so I'll do grammar too. But I hope this was helpful for you, and if it was, please subscribe and comment and like my video, as that will help my channel grow. And until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.